Not this one. Out. Come on. Come. It's supposed to be live and I don't see it. Let's refresh. There we go. That should be right. I think it should be working, although I don't see anything changing on the screen over here. Sal, you want to eat that? Do you want to eat that? Do you? Peaches, what are you doing down there? Hello, folks. Yeah, I took a... Hi, Casey. Hello, Eleanor. Yeah, you have to hold the phone just exactly the way you want it to be when you start the live stream, or it does weird things. It turns the images sideways, that kind of thing. Took me a while to get out here because I have to hobble with this heel spur I've got. So hobbling is not my favorite thing to do, but the birds are laughing at me because I'm doing what looks like a horsey walk to get outside. You know, really, like you see kids playing horse where they're giddy up. That's exactly what it looks like. It's the only way I can move quickly. Yeah. Hey, Sal, what's up? This is the big Sal over here. Okay, who's hiding behind me? Oh, hi, Cos. This is Cosmo. Hi, Cosmo. Hey, baby. This is the one that had the night fright. Yeah, he's a handsome boy, aren't you? He is a handsome boy. Yeah. Hi, Sal. Just looking at see what's going on in the chat. Oh, what a day. This is like the third day I've had to deal with this heel spur, and it's just driving me crazy because I can't move as fast, and I've got a lot to do, and I'm moving at about half speed. But I discovered that little hop skip that I can do that takes some of the pain away. So with that and some Indocin, which is what I use for my gout, I'm able to get around. Yeah. So night frights, we're going to talk a little bit about that since this one had one. And didn't you, girl? She's so polite, though. She chose to have her night fright just as the sun was coming up. So I was already dressed and ready to come out. What? Yeah? Are you sure? Are you positive? Yeah? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Is it ad that's going on? You guys see something. That's not a hawk call, though. That's like another animal sound. Something besides a hawk, Lorelei? Yeah, salamander. Yeah, that would be Sal. He's a He'll bump the tripod, won't you, kid? Well, it's kind of in his way. He goes walking that way, isn't it? Yeah. So talk about night frights in a second, but that umbrella. There's three sections. You know, where there's a section that goes over the top, and then all the rest of the tarp attaches underneath. Well, part of that had come apart. So I'm standing out here with an ice pack on my foot, using a carpet thread, waxed carpet thread, to hook that back up again. I had to clamp the arms into the holes because they'd fall out otherwise. It was a lot of fun. I should have had a picture of me doing that. It was hilarious, but see how many folks we got in the three people. Yeah, this one now is sleeping in her day cage because she does not like going back into her night cage. Last night when I tried to put her in there, she looked at it like, and you could just tell she was gonna freak out, so I let her sleep in her other cage, and she was all happy this morning. Weren't you? Weren't you all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning? Hi, Susie Q. I could probably lower that just a hair so he doesn't bump into it. Let's see. Just about down to here. That should work. Just don't poop on it, okay? All right. He'll bounce his head like he's saying yes when you talk to him a certain way, won't you? If it's that tone of voice, that means you're asking a question. He'll usually bounce his head. Won't you? Is Bob making a bunch of noise? Is Bob making a bunch of noise? Is he? No, he won't do it now, huh? Just once? Just once. Hi, Peach. What are you doing down there? I can't reach you down there. You gotta get on your ramp. You can come up here if you want. But you have to step up. I can't reach down too far. You gonna step up, Peach? Peach is. Nope. Yeah, you should have heard him when this one had her night fright. He was much louder than what you're hearing right now. Well, Sal weighs, he weighs about 900 grams, anywhere from 900 to 1100 at a given time, but right around 900, and she weighs 424 as of this morning, right, girl? Yeah, when there's a night fright, they all go off. So you hear one bird start screaming and flapping in their cage, and then the rest of them all start freaking out because they think something's going on. So, yeah, it's quite the noise, isn't it? It's kind of like someone yelling fire in the theater. Yeah, Babaloo, yay. Yep, he does a lot of that saying, hi, I'm Bob, I'm here. In the morning, he usually says good morning to me, but... Which I think roughly translates at that time as, do you have peanut butter? Well, yes, Peach. Yeah, yesterday I was using NCR, non-contingent reinforcement, and I just brought a little bag of sunflower seeds out with me with Bob and Cecil and Romeo and Pippa to try to keep them from fighting with each other. Hello, Spirit Matter. And it worked. One of my teachers, my first teacher, said, she doesn't see any point in non-contingent reinforcement because you're giving a bird something without expecting any particular reaction from them. But when you have a situation where you have different birds going after each other, if you get them to focus on a sunflower seed or some other treat, they stop going after each other. And it worked beautifully yesterday. So from here on out with Bob, I got to bring out sunflower seeds. He's the one that causes most of the trouble. Cecil's next. Yeah, it's a pretty day out here. Right? Pip, pip. Pip, pip, pip. Pippa. She goes, I'm not Pippa, I'm Cause. I expected a reaction. There you go. There's a reaction. When I say Cause, you'll look at me. You won't look at me if I say anything else, will you? If I say Cause. You know. Hi, Super Anon. You know, each bird is a study of one. So some of them are calm and some of them are full of energy. Yeah. Cloudy weather. Germany seems to remind me of like Washington State on the West Coast, where it's rainy and cold most of the time. But hi, Salim Ahmed, Pakistan. Oh, Sintabats. Well, some of them are that way. Cecil is here, and Pippa, and Babaloo. Babaloo's got the most. He's the one that's constantly getting into stuff, and he can't sit still for terribly long. And then Cecil has his moments. You know, he's active about half the time. And then Pippa, when she gets started, it's hard to stop her, but she's pretty busy chewing up toys and that kind of thing. The one you don't get to see do too much is Sugar, because when there's cameras in here, she tends to just sit and preen. She gets otherwise when there's no cameras in here, she'll just come over and get right next to me and beg to be petted on the beak. And if I don't do it, she'll start just whine and whine and whine until I finally do. So she's got me well trained. Peaches, do you want to come up? Come on, there's nobody on my lap. Come on, Peach. Peaches, come on. Come on, baby, step up. Come on. Come on, Peach, step up. Come on. It's hard for me to reach you down there. Come on. Come on, step up. Give me a foot. There you go. Now we got a Peach. I gotta try to get that bumping salamander off his rope. There's a Peach. There's the Peach. Hi, Peach. How you doing, baby? Yeah, a little worried about this baby. Wish I could get her into the vet earlier, but they're gonna have to run a bunch of tests and go in for an emergency appointment. You don't get all the diagnostics you would really like, because they have to kind of fit you in. You end up spending 3 hours there and not finding all the answers you need, having to come back anyway. I mean, Jenkins, where I go, for this kind of a hard to diagnose situation, he's good, but everybody needs time to do what they, if you rush anyone, you're not going to get the best out of them. So she's had this before, so she's doing pretty good. Yeah, she's still got a little bit of blood coming into her poop. It's dark red, which means it's wherever it's bleeding, it's close to the opening of the cloaca, because it's getting right into the air, and it would be much darker if it had, I should say it's lighter red, but it would be almost indistinguishable. It'd be almost black if it was blood that had been seeping from a farther distance away. So could be something that can be diagnosed and treated easy. I hope so. Right, Peach? Not like they can do, well, they can, but they don't have the equipment. They can't do MRIs or CAT scans on these guys. Right, Peach? Right, Peach? We would if we could, wouldn't we? Yes, we would. Anything for the Peach. Hmm? Yeah, she's a little less active at night. Eleanor, she's, after she's had her food, she'll sit there quiet for an hour or so with her eyes mostly closed. Then she'll wake up and start screaming. She wants to go to her other cage. Especially the last couple of days where I haven't been walking so well and it's taken me twice as long to get things done. She's not happy with the delays, are you? Hmm? Hmm? You gonna contract us out, contract it out for a new chief cook and bottle washer, are you? And I have to preen all day long. She's got so many feathers back here she can't preen herself, so I have to try to preen them. And she yells at me, but then she complains if I don't do it, so. Yeah, I hope so too. She's been to the vet already a couple of times for this, but now it's time to bring in the high-powered vet because it just won't go away. Ruled out bacterial infection, ruled out some kind of fecal infection, so now it takes a lot more diagnostics. And we're fortunate to have Dr. Jenkins with us because he's one of the best in the world. Well, as Dr. Young said, he said in this area that, or actually throughout the world, there are less and less people deciding to become either exotic or avian vets because we don't have enough science to know exactly what to do for them, and sometimes they just die because we don't have the knowledge we should have, and that's because there's not much money in it, right? I know, Peach, but I had to get that one out of there. It was all screwed up. I'm sorry. Want me to stop? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, she wants me to stop right now. Yeah, I don't think it's a prolapse. She's definitely not straining to poop. Excuse me. Huh. Yeah, something's going on internally, but it's hard to say what. Could be something as simple as hemorrhoids, but yeah, I'm glad you for bringing that up, Eleanor, because it never even dawned on me that that would be an issue. And then I looked in the manuals, and yeah, they get them too. So not as common, but it does happen. Bob has chewed on this thing so much I can't even get the lid to stay on it. He thinks it's a nest box, doesn't he, Peach? Doesn't he? Did I do another one? You didn't tell me not to, and I did. I'm sorry. I apologize. Are you going to climb down now? Peach? Uh, well, vet services, they have to, it takes 8 years to become a vet. And then they have to go and take they have to study to be an avian vet. You can add another 2 years on for that. Then they have to do, of course, they also have to do a residency in there. So they're doing their residency and they're studying to be an avian vet. Then they got to take the avian test, and then they got to recertify for avian every 5 years. So it's a lot of work. So yeah, anywhere it should be expensive. But here, a normal visit is $60 where we go. If you're going to get a CBC and a blood count and all that, you're talking like 300. Um, I don't know. I think the prices are pretty good considering you're dealing with an animal that's not built like a mammal, and you got to have a specialist to do it. Cockatoos, no, cockatoos don't really see in the dark. They're almost completely blind in the dark, which is why that poem applies. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Do not go gently into that good night. That's one of the reasons they normally will vocalize when the sun's going down. But we're nearly blind compared to them in the daylight. I mean, the things they see, we can't even imagine. They see into the ultraviolet and the fluorescent, so. I had to be quiet for a moment because my AirPods thought I was asking a question, and so they were. I didn't understand what you were saying. Well, that's because I wasn't talking to you, right? Wasn't talking to you, AirPods. Hi, baby. Oh, Cause, what did you want to do? Take over here? Hmm? That was sneaky. Hi, Peach. Now she's getting a little too lovey-dovey, so I'll have to stop petting her, but. Yeah, there are. There's a good one in California, Davis, but you get about 5,000 applications a year, and they bring in 75 people. So, yes, I've woken up with more than one two on my lap, to be honest. Sometimes I just don't get enough sleep here, so I'll be out here with them, and they'll be kind of calm, and the next thing I'll know, an hour will have passed. And what's funny is they're just quiet. They don't do anything while I'm sleeping. But the second I open my eyes, boy, they all go nuts. Sort of a shared nap time. What are you doing, Peach? You trying to climb down? What's the matter? What's the matter? Hi, Lorelai. Peaches, what do you want down for? You want down? Where do you want to go? You sure don't want to be up here? Oh, you do. Okay. Yeah, Kaisei, I would have to say that the majority of people I have talked to, and I've talked to quite a few, back before the pandemic, I would take a couple of birds to the Renaissance Fair, and they have a small Renaissance Fair close to here. And I'd walk about 5 steps, and a huge crowd would go around, and I'd have to go through the whole song and dance about what they are and what parrots are like in captivity and why they should be left in the wild and all that kind of thing. And then take 5 more steps and be surrounded by another group of people. And what's funny is Bob, who's all high energy and everybody's afraid of him. You take him to the Renaissance Fair, and he plays with kids, and he's just the nicest little bird you've ever seen. He treats everybody great out there. Yet here in his territory, though, when it's in his territory, But when he's out of his territory, he's friendly to everybody. But they require so much time, um, or they go nuts. And they're already functionally autistic from being raised in an incubator instead of being around their parents. They don't even know what they are. They have a 2-year juvenile dependency period, like humans have, the long dependency period. And they don't get any of that. They're around humans, and they don't even. That's when they're supposed to learn what to eat. And instead of learning what to eat, they get fed food for the most part that's less expensive because, let's face it, they're just capital. They're just a way to make money in the U.S. Some of the breeders say they care, but if they really cared, they wouldn't. They'd look into it and see it's not a good idea to bring them into this world. They should be left alone in the wild to be with their own kind. But if we did that today, if we made it illegal to breed these guys, everybody who's living now who wanted one and who could handle one could have one, and we wouldn't run out until people, until a whole new generation of people were coming up. So you're talking 40, 50 years before there wouldn't be any available. The pandemic has not been good. I can't bring in any. You're talking about social distancing. It's not happening in the sanctuary. These cages are huge, and the birds. It's just a small walkway between the birds. So there's no way to get around being close to the birds and to people. And although the birds can't, they don't carry the virus, doesn't mean that somebody couldn't touch them and put the virus on them, and then it could go around in their feather dust. So. Madasahado, that's funny. Yeah, they let me out. It's funny when we're in here, they're all happy about being in here. But when I start leaving, boy, they line up to get out because they don't like to be in here alone. And Salamander was the one that was most likely to be at the door wanting out because he gets harassed. But he's in here with the girls, so there's only one there's still only two that bother him here, and it's not that frequent. Sugar will bother him because he likes Sugar, and she's like, I don't want any part of you. And Jasmine just does it, I think, sort of copying the behavior of Sugar. Right, Peach? Oh, Peaches, I'm sorry. What are you doing down there? Well, I'll show you what the other birds are doing. I gotta take the phone down from the tripod. There's Sugar. She's preening, which is her normal activity when she's been in here. She'll preen for about an hour. They got a lot of feathers they got to preen. There's Lucy in her lookout station. She likes to sit there. Lorelei half asleep up there. She's still a baby. She's only 14. And of course, Peaches and Causey. Causey bird. Mander. Jazzy Jazzbird. Jasmine. So they're enjoying it. It's a beautiful day, as you can tell. So they're enjoying the day. Well worth the hopping and skipping I had to do to get them out here. I found a brace online that you basically end up using what it does is you bend your leg back, and then it's got a prosthetic you walk on. So most of the work I do here is walking around. When I have to get down on the ground and clean cages, then I have to take it off, but that'll help with the pain in my foot. So feel free to ask any questions if you have any. Muttering, that's Peaches muttering. Spirit matter, that's Peaches. I call those her sweet nothings. Right, sweet Peach? F the Amarathia. Hi, how you doing? What, Peach? So, Cause had a night fright, and so it's early in the morning, and not that early. She's really polite. She waited until the sun was up, and I was already dressed and ready to go. And I hear this horrible screech, and then I go in there, and here she is at the bottom of her cage with her wings spread out, and I mean her wings are way out, and she's just shaking and looking up like there's some horrible thing that's coming out of the sky for her. So I talked to her, and she didn't even focus on my face. That's typical. So I went to pet her, and she just lashed out like she wanted to bite me, and that's normal too. So I just kept talking to her, and then slowly I got my hand down, and I was able to pet her. And about 20 minutes later, she had calmed down. Then I took her out and took her to the kitchen when I was done giving medicine in the night room. And she ran out. She sat on my shoulder for an hour and a half while I cooked, didn't you, baby? Cooked and cleaned up. Took a little longer. It's a little harder to move around with a bird on your shoulder, but it was still fun, wasn't it, Cause? Oh, yeah, Donna's old. Are you kidding? As I say in German, ich bin alt und schäbig. I'm old and shabby. I keep trying to rent a new body, but nobody seems to be able to give me one, right? Hi, Peaches. So, all in all, to get her calmed down took about 2 hours. That's about average for a night fright. And then when I tried to take her in that night, she was looking at the top of her cage as I was putting her in the cage with darting her eyes back and forth and looking. I said, okay. And I took her into the living room and put her back in her regular cage. And she was just dancing when I did that. Like, oh, thank you. I don't want to go back in there. Right, Cause? Cause. Hi, Cockatoo. Hi, Cockatoo. They're going to say hi, Cockatoo. Hi, Cockatoo. Nope. I keep looking, but Amazon just doesn't have any new bodies. All I can find is where they have to put you, to put you in a cryo unit and keep you there for 100 or 2 years until they come up with new bodies for us. Till they can clone us new bodies and move us in. Right, Cause? But you can find some things on Amazon. I went out. What I did is I went out into the search engine and I put in leg brace, pressure off foot, and then it took me right to this iWalk brace where you can put it on and you fold your leg back into the brace, and then you're walking on a prosthetic instead of walking on your lower leg. So you can find a lot of stuff on Amazon. Just need the right keywords. She's just too cute, but she's getting a little overexcited. Calm down, Peach. Telling her to calm down isn't going to help her do that, but... Well, come here. Well, come on down. Hi, Jazz. You want to come down farther? All right. Where are you going? I'll figure it out. Hi, Jazz. Yeah, this one, when she came here, I was told that, well, she gets on your shoulder, she will bite. She will sometimes nip a little bit when she's on your shoulder. Mostly tries to pull out your hair, but that is a Jazz. A Jazzy Jasmine. Hi, Jazzy. Oh, and you're coming over, and it immediately comes over, Sugar, I don't want you petting Jazz. Are we a little territorial? Hmm? We have ownership issues, do we? You don't like me being polyamorous, do you? No, you don't. I'm not supposed to be polyamorous. Hi, Peach. Oh, excuse me. I've been running around so much this morning that I'm a little tired from all that riding the horses. The only way I can get around. It's really silly. It looks like something from Monty Python's skit, The Ministry of Funny Walks. Yeah, but it's a cockatoo with a dinosaur in the background. There's a shadow of a dinosaur behind there. Yeah, I've got some great tools to make things like that. I have an app called Logoist, and I can make all kinds of stuff with that. My favorite app for making graphics. For making the on the videos, for making the startup screen, the screen that you see the picture of what the video is about. I can't speak English today, but I use what's the name of that program? That's funny. Funny, I can't think of it. Yeah. It's one that none of the geeks talk about at all, and it's a pretty amazing program. I will eventually think of it. See, that's proof I'm getting old. I can't remember that kind of thing. But I know right where the icon goes, and I click on it. Oh, F the, do they all want exclusivity with you? Uh, no, not all of them. For the most part, just the ones who were bonded to me. And the ones who are bonded to me are the ones that took the most work to get them back to health. Peaches is one, Sugar's another, right, Sugar? Oh, don't pet my beak if you're holding that other bird. Don't pet my beak. There you go. Now you're letting me pet your beak. Petting the sugar beak. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Don't be. See, she's upset with me because normally she'll open that beak and play with my finger, but she doesn't like me holding Jasmine, so. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, there you go, little bug. There you go. What a sweet girl. So night frights, the only thing you can do is put them in a smaller cage so that it has less things in it that they could catch their wings in. Because if they catch their wings somewhere, they could break a wing, they could break a leg. Because they're going to be flapping all over the place. Mm-hmm. I don't like having them in a bigger cage, like where I had to put Cause back into, but she doesn't want to be in the night cage now. I'll have to work to get her back in there. If she's afraid of it, then it's a problem. Yeah.